My abusive sister-in-law is demanding I pick her son who unalived my dog to be the ring bearer at my wedding, and my family are backing her up. My fiancé and I have been dating for 15 years. We got engaged last year and have slowly been planning an intimate wedding for February 2024. We have a guest list of 35 and we each chose 2 people to be groomsmen and bridesmaids. He's having his sister's son, 6, as the ring bearer, and I decided to have his sister's daughter, 4, as the flower girl. I have an amazing relationship with his family and a very strained relationship with mine. I had posted an announcement on our wedding Facebook page about the choices. It was just a photo of the kids looking through dresses and suits with their mom. 2 hours later I got a call from my mother asking where the photo was taken and if it was where I was getting my dress. I told her it was them picking out their outfits for the wedding. She said, "Oh, that's cute," and then told me she had to go to an appointment, so we wrapped up the conversation and that was that. 30 minutes later my phone rang from a number I didn't recognize, so I ignored it. I saw they had left a voicemail, so I listened to it. It was my brother's wife. My brother is an abuser, so I don't speak to them unless forced to. She was livid to say the least, yelling and crying about the fact I didn't choose her son and daughter and that they would never forgive me and that I am no one to them. I chose to ignore this as I don't have a relationship with them, especially considering my nephew unalived my dog when he was 7 and my brother and his wife found it funny. However, I didn't explain myself as I don't owe them any sort of explanation. 2 days later there was a knock on my door and who guessed it? It was my brother and his wife. She was demanding to know why I didn't pick their kids and why I gave some random kids their spot. I calmly responded it wasn't their spot and they aren't random kids. She began crying hysterically and saying that her kids deserved it for me being such an awful person. I told them that her and my brother weren't even invited and they needed to get off my property. My brother was silent throughout this entire thing. I told my fiancé what had happened when he got home from work, showed him our Ring camera footage and showed him the voicemail. I turned my phone off for the rest of the day/night and didn't turn it on until the morning. When I turned it on I was bombarded with texts, calls, social media messages and posts about how awful I was for punishing the children and how I went crazy on my brother and sister-in-law. I posted the Ring camera footage and the voicemail and tagged everyone who had made a post or sent me a text. I got several apologies, but I frankly didn't care. Our guest list went from 35 to 25 in a matter of minutes and I am fine with it. My mother and father are mad about the situation and drama but are for the moment staying out of it and telling us to figure our own stuff out. I still have family and friends and all of my brother and sister-in-law's flying monkeys harassing me about not wanting their kids in my wedding and that I'm a monster for doing this. Well, in the 3 days since I posted it has escalated far past what I ever thought. After I blocked everyone and uninvited people, I ended up deleting my wedding page and creating a private group chat with everyone who was still involved, which worked out perfectly. I told my mother I was going low contact with her and my father after everything that happened and she was of course upset and wanted to talk it out. I told her when she could admit she was wrong and apologize we could. I went into work a couple days later and got called into my boss's office immediately. He told me he was getting emails and calls about me from different people and that he was putting me on leave until I got this figured out. I had sent him an email about the entire situation when it happened, so he is completely understanding of it and doesn't want it to affect my work. When I got home, my brother was waiting for me. Alone. I sent a quick text to my fiancé telling him my brother is here at the house and then started recording as I got out of my car. I asked him what he wanted and he told me he wanted to talk and asked if we could go inside. I told him we were fine talking in front of the house and he rolled his eyes at me. He asked why I was excluding his children and I honestly just about lost it. I asked him if he was seriously asking me that question and if he truly thought I was that delusional. He started yelling at me that he's never done anything to me and that I'm a filthy, no good liar and that it's a wonder my fiancé even wants me. I raised my voice and told him that he's a effing hypocrite and an abuser and that him and his wife were a match made in hell. He started walking towards me and I told him if he steps one more foot I'd be calling the police. I was honestly terrified. As he was walking to get in his car he said, "You know it'd be a shame if something happened to your car on the way to the wedding." And he left. I waited until I couldn't see him anymore to make sure he was actually leaving and I called the cops. I gave them a copy of the video and all the other evidence and asked if I could get a restraining order or a no-contact order for the both of them. I'm not sure if it will be possible, but here's hoping. I'm debating canceling the wedding and going to the courthouse instead. Still having our close family there and my fiancé's niece and nephew can still be a part of it.